I don't know what the fuck I just saw. It's a joke. What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of Filmy Thoughts. Before we get started, press that subscribe button for me, please, and thank you. Greatly appreciated. I need your patience with this one. I'm gonna vent. I got things to say. I'm gonna express myself. But what the hell did I just endure? There's so many things I need to say. This is might be a long one. My previous ones are about 4 minutes. This one might take a while because I need understanding for what's going on. I'm talking about It 2 or Chapter 2. So, the first one, phenomenal. I don't like scary films. I have a serious issue with scary films. And I am genuinely frightened of clowns. Yeah? No joke. Right? So, the fact that I was even in the cinema to watch this film was a feat within itself for me. Yeah? I was anxious for the whole film. You know when you feel goosebumps and tingling in the back of your spine for a whole hour? It feels normal after that. But I made it through. I made it through. To this day, I still can't get that projector scene out of my head, though. I'm just putting that out there. That was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. Yeah? Cool. The film was good. It had the scares. The production was so dope. The characters played their part very well, including It, by the way. Whoever played him, sensational. Just sensational. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The film was a huge success. Huge, massive, monumental success, right? It blew out all their expectations. Cool. So then they said, cool, we're gonna make the second one. Let me just put in there, the first one had a lot of unanswered questions. I understand that there's a book to this, um, which is cool. But we're not all readers. We don't read the books. That's why we go to the cinema, right? We need you to explain what's going on. But there was a lot of unanswered questions. I knew there was going to be a second one. So I'm thinking the second one is about to answer all of my questions. I couldn't wait to watch it. Advert came out a couple months ago with the old lady. Crazy. Crazy. I thought, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this again. Built up the courage, Dutch courage. Whiskey courage, actually, or rum, one of the two. What's Jack Daniels? That's not rum. Whiskey. Whiskey courage. Um, Went to watch it. My first reservation with this film, even before I went to go and sit down, was it was 2.5 hours long. Furthermore, it was longer than 2.5 hours. Why does a horror film need to be 2.5 hours long? I didn't get that. I was confused. That's too much. Too much, right? Cool. So I'm thinking, right, I'm gonna be scared for 2.5 hours. That's a long time to be scared and have that thing on the back of your neck going off. It's crazy. The film did not need to be 2.5 hours long. You could have knocked that whole thing out in an hour and a half. Easy. There were at least 4 scenes I saw in that film that I was like, it's just unnecessary. What is it telling us? We don't need this part of the film. Right? I don't think any of the questions that I had from the first film was answered in my second film. Do you know how crazy that is? The production wasn't as good either. The scene with the bridge, the balloons on the bridge, I thought was cold. That was cold. But it was just a weird film. So hear this now. My first thing is, right? Why? Why are you constantly trying to scare these guys and not kill them? I didn't get that. That you had so much opportunities to genuinely kill these people, these kids, the adults, whatever, but you never did. I didn't get that, right? Secondly, What is with this 27 years? Why does this thing come back every 27 years? That was never stated. It's like they just plucked a number out of the sky and said, right, that's it. It's going to be 27 years. Why? Where has it come from? Yes, we know it came from out of this world, but where? What is his reasoning for coming to Earth? What is his reasoning for coming to Derry, for being stuck in Derry? It said in the second one that it cannot leave Derry. Why? Because later on it's talking about I am the crusher of worlds. Brethren, you can't leave Derry. What are you talking about? You're not the crusher of fuck all. It was bizarre. It was almost like they did not check the script properly. I mean, it's funny, it's ironic because in the second film, they're talking about the writer, the author, he makes rubbish endings. The film had a rubbish ending. What the hell was that about? How can you destroy an almighty demon by screaming at it, you are a clown, over and over again to make it feel small? I understand the meaning behind it. Obviously, bullying people, if a group of people bully a person, it makes them feel small, it makes them feel belittled, makes them feel demoralized. I get it, but that can't run in this context. This is a demon that is just on crud. And you think that 6 people can stand up and say, you are a clown, you are a clown, I'm not afraid of you, you are a clown, can kill it? Really? I was baffled by that. Baffled. It's clear to me, right? This was happened. This was happened. They were so shocked at the success of the first one, they obviously rushed this script and did not think straight about this at all, right? To the point where they came up with this piece of rubbish. And I'm so disappointed. As I said, I don't like horror films, but I was so captivated by the first one. I thought the second one was just gonna answer all my questions and just come with some absolute crud. Had one of my, not my favorite actors actually, but he had a very good actor that I like, James McAvoy in there. He done his bit. But I'm just so disappointed. Like, there's just so many unnecessary scenes. Even the fact they're running around looking for artifacts. Okay, cool. How do you know that's an artifact that you need to burn? How? How do you know that? I'm just so confused by that. Even James McAvoy getting his artifact with the boat by putting his hand into the draining system. So why would it give you the artifact? It was weird. It was weird. So many unanswered questions. There was one scene in there that made me feel very uneasy as well. Not in a scary way, but just in a way of, I feel like getting up and walking out. And that was when the little girl with the birthmark was taken or eaten or whatever. The way the clown was drooling at the child, the girl, just looked like a paedophile to me. It looked very, very wrong in more ways than one. He was drooling at a 9-year-old girl. I felt so uncomfortable watching that scene. Very uncomfortable. They could have done better. They need to come better than that. So yeah, I wrote down a lot of questions that I need answering for those fanatics out there that know it. Just give me 1 sec. Let me open my laptop. There's a few. I can't believe what I've seen. Okay. Why the name Pennywise? To my understanding, that was the name of the circus that it came from, which then brings a whole heap of questions. Like, if you came from out of space, how have you come from a circus? Where is the backstory? There is none. It's ridiculous. What is your fascination with the circus? In the first film, there is a photo that looks just like Pennywise in the set or in the tree or something around balloons. Cool, I get that. But how has this demon or this thing from out of space then taken that body? What's the thing with the 3 lights? The 3 ball lights? What is that? I'm like, there's frustration in my tone. Even when the lights are coming down, right? The lights are coming down, Bitman in the cave near the end. It's coming down. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but just don't watch it. Just don't waste your time, basically, is what I'm saying. But there's a part near the end where the three balls come down, they're spinning around, and you can see in the cave that there's teeth. So it's like there's a mouth as it's coming down. What is that? What is that? Can someone explain it to me, please? Anyway, more questions. Sorry. Why is this thing that's come out of the sky or from out of space a clown? Can someone please explain that? I beg. Why can't it leave Derry? Why? Why can't you leave Derry, friend? Brethren, what's going on? Why does he only seem to go for kids? Of course, the first killing in the second one was not a kid, it was an adult. But in the first one, it was only a kid that he used to go for. On top of that, the adults didn't seem to see what was going on. They seemed to be completely oblivious to what was going on. Why is that? Oh, 1 second. There's more. There's more. Why did it get all spiritual? That was one thing I thought was weird. This is a horror film. Now you're bringing spirits into it. And on top of that, you also bring in this alien thing into it. So you've gone into 3 different kind of genres there and completely fucked it up. All 3 of them. It's crazy. It was such a bad film. There's one more question. There's one more question. There's no more questions. I've asked all of them throughout this 11-minute video. And I think I've asked a lot. It's a bit like 50 Cent 21 questions, but more. I need all of them answered, people. I really do. I'm giving it a straight stone cold 1 out of 5. Which is crazy because considering I don't like horror films, I would have given the first one a 4.5 out of 5. Like, I was on my toes. Not on my toes, on the edge of my seat. I was on my toes. I was on the edge of my seat. But this one I just found boring. There were some scary elements, but it's like, why aren't you killing these kids? Like, I don't get it. Another thing as well. So much people's gone missing in Derry over the years. Why is there not a national issue? Like, why has this not gone national? Like, why are all these people missing from Derry, people? This is an American issue. We need to go over there and find out what's going on. It left me very confused. It left me very, very confused. So that's all I have to say on this. I'm disappointed. I really am. I'm not going to get that time back, ever. I devoted it to Warner Brothers and It Chapter 2, and this is the thanks I got. With a lot of questions unanswered. That's one of the that's the worst part of films, when you leave and there's questions that are unanswered. It's horrible. Anyway, that's it from me. Sorry, I told you it's gonna be a long-winded one, but hope it's been entertaining somewhat. Have a good day, evening, night, morning, afternoon. Yeah? Take care. Thank you.